gee kàddu président Barrow ci lim addu ak Gambian si démba surtout ci lay jot a xew man nari génnum aduna Omar Badji jaale famille bi ak yooyu waaye nee na mu ngi nguur gi ñu ngi dégg nañ ndaw ñi waaye tamit woote na dal dina ñaa sécurité bi ñu dana professionnel ci ni ñoo doxalee yàgg ngaa wax ci wàllu police bi wala sécurité seen doxalin bu président bi waxee loolu naa nga mun a déggee kaddu yooyu ndax dafa mel ni dafa gën a déggal say kaddu démb yi nga xamante ne yàgg nga ko wax ci réew mi surtout si doxalin police bi wala sécurité bi.
waaw jërëjëf di ko jaajëfal rek parce que lii daal fa nga jéem a wax especially si façon yi institut yi nii waaye tamit dafa war a am njëriñ soo xoolee waxam bi with all due respect to him dafa mel ni tubaab bi la doon try pour impress na ñi suñ dëkka we respect democracy but our actions are saying otherwise because they are mooy am nga that li ñu waxee nañ ñi ñax no it's not ñax let them know they will be held accountable. This is how you talk to these people. The reason why these officers feel like they are above the law is because of the fact that they are not being held accountable to the point that when they held out any illegal behavior. Look at those two officers, the traffic officers, mount unauthorized checkpoint because they the bus. So this is something that we need to make it clear to these people that you will be held accountable because nigari behavior dafa mel ni borom family buy farlal benn njabootam si loo xam ne nekk si dëkk te loolu su amee sa njaboot yi always problem si kër gi lay nekka so bu mu ñëw di insult the intelligence of the Gambian people dafa war na laaka bu dégg because leen campagne bi dee laaka English comme ñang lu moo wax fii I understand so we need to make sure he understands this mais police officers they are not only putting their lives, people's citizens' lives in danger, but their lives as well from a sacrificial standpoint. So that's why it's on the intelligence of the Gambian people.
Okay.
Let them start holding these people accountable as the law states, because in our criminal codes, so enforce law and not deal with resist. When they use reasonable force. Why don't I get officer boo xam ne nii dafa arrest nit comme keroog jaaban ak yeneen agency on video the guy was complying he was under arrest he was being escorted to the police vehicle and the agency ko he's not even resistant he wasn't even resistant and loolu that kind nga waroon na génn ñëw wax ñu ne they should be suspended and arrested for assaulting that person. This is how you maintain the credibility of the police force, not how the things get out of hand, and then you see the insult the intelligence of the Gambian people.
All right. Xam naa dinañ ñëw wax ci suspension of the officers and of course some of the behaviors of some of them, the police officers, especially in this, some of these viral videos yi nga wax. But suñ dellusiwaatee ci address President Barrow mu ngi wax ci wàllum protest of recent gis nañ protest yu am ci réew mi ak fu mu mujjee and if I should directly quote from the president's statement mu ngi wax ne again let me just quickly check it mu ngi nii mu ne the right to protest peacefully is a cornerstone to our democracy protected by our constitution and respected by this government. su waxee loolu and am na ñu jàpp ne lu nekk di xew recently daanaka dafa xala uute ak li président bi wax ndax protest yi ñoo gis ba mu mujjee ci jàppante ba eventually am ñu cee tëj wala léegi nit ñi gaañu ci ba léegi ñu ngi wax ne am na ku ci dee donte ne xëj na dee bi moom moo jiitu protest bi ndax loolu dafa xala contradict tuuti ak li ñu ñeneen ñi di wax ak li nga xamante ne président bi mu ngi ko wax ndax nguur gi dégg-dégg ñu ngi comme di doxal exemple li loi bi wax ci wàllu protest ci réew mi.
nekk ma ngir loolu rek ku nekk expert nekkoon luy xew si dëkk bi di xew moo tax may la ne tubaab bi la doon waxal. xam nga you cannot insult the intelligence of the Gambian people. all right dafa mel ni police rek soo gisee li yëpp xew ñoom de moo focus on look ñee def bi ñee patrol waaye waxoon naa gars yi ne ni ko gars yi di defee it would lead to this I told them this. because no guy it's not the way to do it. You cannot use the excuse of crime rate of high. No, there's a way to do it without violating people's constitution. It's not control it. It's also within the lines of the law and needing that title. This is what they don't understand. Unless and until you stop the enforcement of the impressment, oh look, you definitely, oh them it will never stop. And the way they are being trained at our police academy, seeing the new recruits, everybody, most of them may join you to put the mass. And that's why, this is why we're here to stop that. And it's getting worse. So, though hard, so, no one doesn't even tell you with the way the government is behaving. Because if you apply for a permit, clearly so we say that Section 5 we are joining more outline that can control it. So for the thing, and make up a guy definitely first time abusing that power. Second time we did the right thing. That time we went back to the same thing. No, they cannot choose when and where to enforce the law. This is our problem. They are not above the law. Don't they know the insult the intelligence of the Gambian people for security reasons? Not case of one of them that. Then you want to learn. You know, look at that. Even the love will understand. This is not clearly more I want to make us boram. Mindset in 1900 bahal la am. They understand that you the jana. Bubo dari nakalay ko rewa sa. Buki bubo dari bay. Is that the saying? How much? Yeah, all of it. So how much? So I'm just saying, man, let them start doing the right things. This is just the beginning. I'm not more other. I'm only else.
Okay. I think it's high time you buy xel. You del swat ci mbiri security bi yangi wax accountability. Now nobody is above the law. My police bi mala security officers ni ñoo doxale sometimes ñu bari dañ ci raise ay concerns. Apparently comme suñu ñena natango yi ñu ko reporté ne Minister of Interior neena officers yi nga xamante ñoom ñoo involved ci patrol yi doon def leading to the death of Omar dañ leen suspend right now. Suspension boobu ndax lu jaadu la su ma la déggee bu baax ndax lu waroon a am la ak tamit am na ñuy wax ne ñoo ñu nekk ci ground bi def seen liggéey ndax dañ leen mun a blame to some extent parce que seen authorities yi wala seen supérieurs yi ñoom ñoo leen di joxe ay ordre ñuy doxal loolu tamit naka lañ ko mun a aligné ak li xew wala luñ nekk di gis ñoom seen doxalin.
waaw loolu lu war la xam nga loolu suñ ko njëkkee woon ne kon di xew Lamin Mandinari right du xew happen waaye dañ génna again de ñoom their default setting mooy to protect loo xam ne ko si dëggal because wax naa fi yow several times wax naa fi ne mooy la ne su li happening to calm the situation waxal gaa yi ne ñu ngi suspend nañ leen ñu ngi investigate nga oo gaay ñu calm down while the investigation is going you find out what happened waaye ñu ñëw rek di dem di go by ñi ñu ñëw sa officers yi dafa daanu dee it doesn't make sense lii moo trigger nit ñi waaye so in terms of li nga wax nii when it comes to holding these people accountable more than ignorance of the law is not an excuse. That's Section 5, I believe, in Chapter 10 or 11 of our Criminal Code. Section 5, criminal of the law. Ignorance of the law is not an excuse. Your officer, you are responsible for the orders that you execute. So making it you're doing that job unlawful, or you're supposed to know that more lawful and unlawful. Understand? I don't think the order came from the top. That's not an excuse. The order has to be lawful. So they should all be held accountable, superiors or whatever, because superiors, they're not above the law. They behave like they are above the law in the country. Look at what happened. And case, just Dima, Sleman, driver, boom higher. If I'm a problem, civil case, I'm a lawyer, Mali goes to face on the tick over. Can you imagine that? Because of it's a civil case. They must through the process. Final case is civil case. Why Mukute for right now, why do you come in? And you will hear us, inshallah.
All right.
That kind of nonsense, more want to stop Shindegari, Mr. Kante. The police officers act, or these superiors acting like they're above the law. This is what we need to stop. They're not above the law. We need to train them properly. Because we need to train about how to patrol all that stuff. They don't teach us the psychological part of it. Because they don't now. So we need to start doing stuff ourselves, doing the right thing. So to answer your question, no. They execute certain duties. They know right from wrong. They know you cannot just arrest people and be beating them like animals. And especially when the person is not resistant. Never outline no. Yes, I'm not going to use force, but it has to be reasonable to effect that arrest. And immediately, so arrest then could put in control, force the force stop immediately. You know, the word one.
All right. Finally, because of time, xam naa ne duñ mën a continuer di wax ci lii because mënoon nañ cee wax lu bëree bëri ba xëy na time bi duñ ko may. Finally, ndax jaroon na tamit pour ñu wax askan bi police officers yi nga xam ne ñoo involved ci this incident ak seen rang si comme ñu ñëpp xamee ne ku ñu rey kan la ak fan la dëkk ak naka la. Ndax loolu would have been a very good thing to do because gis nañu waxuñ ñu yan officers la ak seen tur ak yooyu rang si ak yooyu loolu is it normal pour ñu xam ko wala dañ ko war a nobba and again investigation bi ñu ne dana am pour ñu leer as an investigation loolu sa liggéey la naka nga foog ne noonu lañ ko war a mun a doxalee ba nit ñi duñ ci am xel bu tey parce que in most cases bu ñu waxee gestu ni dañoo wax ne dañoo wax rek because dara du ci génn lan nga foog ne noonu lañ mën a gestoo mbir mi ba saa yuñ addoo moo saa bu ñu waxee rek nit ñi duñ ci dut baaran dañooy xam ne definitely li ñu wax ne loolu moo am.
Well, in terms of releasing the names of the officers, Lulu, it's a right move because of their safety. One of the officers was even attacked, I believe. So we say batan sa nga pagna key almost a complete kumasa di ren pero ñu ko jam ci bo tamit. So da nga gis ne loolu na wax mel ne your actions. Da nga gis ne you're not only putting yourselves in danger but other officers because li xew mooy nit ñi from a psychological standpoint and in this generation li xew mooy su nga xamee ne your department is corrupt, your default setting mooy nga protect sa nit ñi si loo xam ne nii du si dëgga te amita loi. What they're gonna do, they're gonna put the laws into their hands, and that in this case that's what happened. So you buy 3 officers and their names, it's important for their safety. So, but most of the next question is the last one. I believe. Remind me. Hello.
Yes.
Well, that was the last question.
About investigation bi nga xamante ne ñu ngi koo def ci mbir mi. Panel bi nga am teg nañ ko pour ñu gestu loolu sax waaw.
When it comes to independently investigating these things, nekkul ne suñ government la no oil kenn from Senegal to investigate these things, right? Or private individuals. So you want transparency and accountability because you know that more is simple. Oil guy, for the crime scene moves, they call on a process. Because officers in Yahya Jammeh, they call on a process. They call on a treat as if it was a regular murder case. Bring them around the neighborhood, interview witnesses, things like that. They need to treat this situation as if it was a regular individual commit this act. Why we're going to investigate? Because people are not stupid anymore, Mr. Kante. All I'm saying is this: it's time to do the right thing.
Okay.
Because Plasma would open the phone. This is all I'm saying. They need to investigate this properly. Just be that in Facebook, you get that but it doesn't tell you with their actions. More we have the Gambia, and I'm urging Barrow. You like around him, they leading him to his downfall. Because the way he is acting, the way his people are acting, because Yahya Jammeh done that. While small military, or small military, more police. But at the end of the day, you're making things worse because Yahya Jammeh. So I urge him to understand that police no, they have to do it. They are obligated to enforce the law and also follow the law. They are not above the law. While enforcing the law, if you break the law, you should be accountable.
Thank you.
This is what this is the message that needs to be out there for them to understand it. They are not above the law, and unless until you understand that,
Okay.
because we don't am bro. I know what I'm telling you.
All right. Jerejef, Jeremy Lamin Faye, thank you very much for